No, that's not.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Gateway Paratalk. Happy Friday. We love Friday. Most of us love Fridays. If you don't already know who we are by now, I'm Teresa Kraft. I am the founder of Paranormal True Seekers, and we kind of go all over in the United States. We've not been out of the United States yet, just yet. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Gateway Paratalk. Happy Friday. We love Friday. I got echo.
Somebody has the speaker on.
You know who we are by now. I'm Teresa Kraft.
Whoops.
I hit on Melissa.
It wasn't me.
No.
It wasn't me.
She's trying to sabotage our show.
Surprise. Now you guys.
It happens.
I think I fixed it.
It does, absolutely. If you are someone who has been following us since the beginning, we are very down to earth people. We always like to put a disclaimer up, ding, because there is a lot of adult language that also happens in our shows. So
she also got the Teresa voice.
Hell yeah.
Her voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird hearing your own voice. You ever take notice to that? I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
so weird. But anyways, to get back into it, I am Teresa Kraft. If you should know who I am, unless you're new. And my co-host tonight is Scott Wise. He is the founder of Ghostly Gateway Paranormal Investigations. I swear one of these days I will get that right without having to pause, Scott.
Yeah, start introducing myself.
Right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to you, my man, and let you take care of doing your thing, and then we'll get started.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, announce our guest coming up. Her name is Tui Snyder. She's an author and a speaker, and she has a lot of research about historic cemeteries, tombstone symbolism, haunted places, and weird history. She enjoys speaking at conferences such as the International UFO Congress, and occasionally teaches classes based on her books at TCU. She's also been featured in many outlets, including Coast to Coast AM, Lifehack, WFAA TV, the National Museum of Federal History, and the Cult of Weird. She also has a weekly streaming YouTube show called Tombstone Tuesdays. You can also find all her books on Amazon. She has a free cemetery symbol book on her site at tuisnyder.com. Her features also several articles on her, and she has a YouTube channel with dozens of videos. I've got the pleasure of having her as a guest for February 12th coming up this month. So you want to introduce our guest?
Yes. We had actually had someone who is with us tonight. He was with us in the past before. So we've got Garrett Roth with us. He is the founder of Rochester, New York Paranormal Seekers. And then we also have Melissa and Tony joining us. And they are on the team with Garrett. So the reason we decided to bring our good friend Garrett back, and we have Melissa and Tony joining us as well, is because they got to go investigate the infamous Hinsdale House that is located in Hinsdale, New York. So we have them joining us tonight to tell us how it went.
Yes.
Look at you all fancy pants.
I got the good clothes on today.
All right, so who wants to go first here?
You're okay at once.
Come on.
All right, so I'll start it out with me. So I'm kind of delayed here a little bit. So all right, so it started out for me when the location. It was a Saturday into Sunday night. So I arrived at the house around. Can you guys hear
a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit.
I think I'm.
Your visual's lagging, but we can hear you. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Oh, he's blinking slowly. Don't you love the internet connection?
Come back, Garrett. Come back.
Okay, bye.
Need some filler.
And it was just mind blowing. Like I didn't even.
He's not having a good time.
Little girl.
Should somebody message him and being like,
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah, like, buddy, we cannot hear you.
It's like you're lagging in and out. It's
right? It's like very robotic.
there it is.
He kind of sounds like Pong when he talks.
It's got to be him. Everyone else is fine. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
lagging bad. I know.
there you are.
Yeah.
You like her.
Garrett likes to lag behind.
Yeah.
You like her. I rather have
Oh,
her
yeah,
longer.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay, but now you got to start all over because we didn't hear jack shit of that.
No.
Yeah, I heard like a little girl, and then that it was all Pong after that. On Saturday, yeah.
Is it any better?
No.
At all?
Not
Nah.
really. Yeah.
It's really shit, man.
Is it any better at all?
No.
Are you on a router or are you like on your phone? I don't know why I'm asking you. I can't hear you.
You were fine in your car.
At least when he freezes, he's got a smile on his face.
I know. Every time I freeze, I'm like, yeah.
Someone's ugly face.
Yeah. All right. From what I can say before the connection picks up is I'll just turn it over to Tony and Melissa, and you guys can kind of chime in until connection's a little better.
Okay. Yeah. And in the meantime, why don't you try to like log off and log back on or something, and see if you can reset your connection so you can
Turn it back on and off.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Or if you're trying to use Wi-Fi, turn off your Wi-Fi and go off of your data.
Yeah.
No,
That makes a difference too.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're trying to talk about what happened at the Hinsdale House, in our experience, right? Have you guys ever been?
I have.
You have? Okay. Yeah, but Scott hasn't gone yet. Are you guys local in New York? Where are you guys at?
No, I'm in Indiana. Scott is in Ohio, and then we have team in Pennsylvania and Florida. So we're a little...
Wow.
Well, now we're from Pennsylvania. Scott and I are both from Pennsylvania. I moved out to Indiana August will be 2 years. And Scott, you've been in Ohio for how long now? It's been a few years.
Since 2016.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been
5
a few
years.
years now.
5 years.
Oh,
So, but I was at Hinsdale back in 2017.
Yeah.
And then all of us are going for a whole weekend in April.
Oh,
So my guys will get the chance to go.
Yeah, so I think, when I went in there, like I was, of course, this is my first real famous haunting. I've done a lot of investigations in the past, so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get something, in this place. I can say I was underwhelmed with the amount of information because, of course, I had these pie in the sky expectations of what was going to happen, but I wasn't necessarily 100% disappointed. I think one of the first things that I noticed when I was there, as I'm going through the property with an EMF reader, trying to figure out, what's going on, seeing what I can feel. And the oddest thing is that I got the strongest EMF readings I think I've ever gotten in my life outside of the house, which was completely unexpected. And it was like out in the back, like on the way to the staircase going up to the giving tree. Like there was like this line there, or this path of like, I can't remember. I was getting like an 86.4 or something like that. I think it was like the max. And I have never, even when I'm holding it next to a serious electronic device, I don't get readings like that.
Right.
So there was definitely something very abnormal happening there. And And as far as anybody could report, Dan Cleese, also, verified that there was no electronic devices back there that could be throwing those kind of signals. So that was pretty interesting. And then I think we did get a couple EVPs, an actual intelligent response to a questioning that of my friend April, who couldn't be on our call tonight. She was, if there was an EMF reader in the living room, and they were sitting on the exorcism couch, and I think they were just having a conversation, and one of them had said, "Hey, the EMF reader's going off," and then my friend April was like, "Hey, is there somebody here?" And there was an immediate response. I haven't had a chance to clean it up to see if we could actually get words out of it, but there was actually like a third voice in the room that was definitely not either one of theirs that we caught on the EVP recorder. So that was pretty exciting, to get that kind of immediate response, I think. So it was really nice. Yeah.
So what about you, Melissa?
When I first got there, I could definitely feel there's something, because I've been to other places, like Tony, to Rolling Hills and stuff, and I could definitely tell there was something, not dark, but just different about the place.
Right.
It was definitely not what I expected at all. The basement could definitely gave off weird vibes. There's something about the basement that I noticed. The basement. That basement. I don't know what it is, but
I hate that basement.
I want to sleep down there.
You go right ahead, right along with Bill and Don. Have at it. I'll be upstairs in one of the cozy beds, all right?
No, Garrett was like, yes, Garrett, I'm under the bus. I
will say by me sending to the basement, it actually gave good evidence, though.
Yes, but you were like, go alone. I was like, okay. And I started going down there. And then as soon as I stepped on the stairs, I was like, I regret this. But luckily, someone else.
Yeah, if I never go into that basement again, I think I'll be okay with that.
It's something. But that basement, the upstairs was the Clara's room was. There's something about that room too, in the bedroom.
Which one? Which bedroom are you talking about, Melissa?
Clara's.
The big one?
I think, the big one.
Okay.
I know you guys were sitting there.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, there was definitely something going on there. Like that closet in that room was, I think, my first real strange feeling experience, because there's that mirror that's used for scrying, I guess, is what.
Can you hear me, Garrett?
Garrett? I think we lost him again.
That was so weird.
Okay.
Like first Garrett went, then Tony went, then Scott was all froze in place. And Melissa went, then everyone had the circle of death around them. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is happening?
What is he bringing with us?
It's wild. Huh. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe we should.
I was checking my message, but I don't know if they are or not. I
It
did.
shouldn't, because I
did this. No? Right.
Not messing with it now.
No.
I was going to say, because I'm always multitasking while we're doing this. So
Well, it's the first time we had this many people on, so I don't know.
that's true. I mean, maybe it's just a general lag or something going on with it.
Yeah, I restart my computer, and I only had one tab open right now, and that's this tab. So.
Everything's fine right now.
I got one tab on this, but I've got two screens, so.
Cool. Yeah, now you guys are starting to lag a little bit.
Yeah. Teresa's definitely lagging.
Yeah, she's lagging bad. Huh.
Whoops.
All right.
Bullshit.
Well, I'm looking forward to going. I get to go. It's Teresa's second time, I believe.
Yeah. You're going with her in April then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're pretty cool.
We're going to stay over Friday and Saturday night. So.
Mm-hmm. What other places have you been to, Scott?
Yeah.
We've been to one called the Haunted Mansion in PA. I was there 3 times now. That's a nice place. It's a very old mansion, stone mansion. that they do nice work to it now. I mean, and the one that was just that was what was that one? Just what you can go to with Selma, and that one is in New York.
Mm-hmm.
No, not New York. What am I thinking? Not New York. New York's where we're going. It's in Norristown, PA.
Okay.
Get to that one.
What do you think was the most haunted place you've been in before, Scott?
Oh, God. I know a lot of them. I usually get a lot of stuff out. I'm like an EVP magazine. I get a lot of stuff. But Haunted Mansion was probably one of my favorites because I actually I picked up the audio EVP that I actually heard was said. It got picked up.
Oh, now, wow. What did it say?
I was upstairs in what was the girl's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little girl and a little boy there. And the little girl's name is Hannah, I believe. And I was guessing if I'll set my stuff up, first thing I'll always do is I will go put the microphone on before I do anything, even during setup, because I get a lot of stuff during setup too. And then what happened was I'm telling a story here, so hold on.
Okay. Welcome back.
Well, I was talking about Haunted Mansion.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far.
Okay.
So
my apartment is in the basement, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That's better. That's where you were last time.
So anyways,
do this in my car.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish our story.
Thank you.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm upstairs setting my equipment up, and I asked if Hannah was there too.
Mm-hmm.
I hear, and Teresa was coming up the stairs and walking over to the other side. I told her, I swear to God, I heard somebody say, after I asked for him. And she was over here.
This was like audibly with your actual ear?
I actually heard it.
Oh, wow.
I think it was picked up on audio.
Oh, wow.
It's weird. I'll have to send it to you guys to listen to sometime.
Definitely. That would be great to listen to.
Wow,
Yeah.
I would say Haunted Mansion is one of my favorites, I think. Capacity.
What?
Holy,
So, Melissa, what was like more of the feelings that you were getting from the house? Because you're more of a medium, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were you getting?
It was mixed feelings. Sad, protective, a little anger.
A little anger,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially in the basement, protectiveness. The basement.
Yeah. There was like a sense of that, I think, because Garrett and I kind of did like a little channeling, because he's very like open and receptive. So I kind of like took a moment to take advantage of that. I'm like, let's use him like an antenna. Let's see what we can get out of this situation. And like the story that he
came was arms around a little bit to get the right signal.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So I had to hold him out the window and like stand one leg up. It was great. But then I don't know. Like it was a lot of like there was definitely like 3 prominent spirits in the house, and one of them was this. Was a little girl, and she was afraid of coming out of the closet because there's so much activity in the house with our group being in there, and there was like one spirit that was protecting another, and then there was another one that was trying to hurt the other 2. So I think that's kind of interesting because it lines up a little bit with what you were saying, Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It was crazy. I know Garrett had some fun times setting up.
I couldn't even set up. That's the thing. Like by the time I got to that house at I think a little after 11 or 12, Billy is a volunteer that works with Dan, but we were there maybe 10 minutes, and she was like, "Oh, come on, I'll show you around the house." We went out the back door to show me, where the property was. Boom, we started hearing voices, and it just started from there. Like an solid hour to 2 hours of like activity. I couldn't get a camera set up. I wish I could have to capture some of this activity, but every time I try to leave the room, the activity that Billy and I were getting, it would stop when I would leave, but when I would come back in, it would start up again. So I felt like I was being triggered, but I gave off that presence of a positive energy. And I think what was happening is that the spirit that we were communicating with, the little girl spirit there, Sally, her name is drifting from my mind right now, but she was communicating with me on a note. Like, we had a balloon there that was left by groups from months ago, and everywhere I sat around that room and we would ask questions, get K2 meter spikes, the balloon would kind of be pulled to my direction, almost like if you stand in front of it and pull it away from you. It wouldn't just free float in the room because there wasn't any airflow, but it would always be like pulled to me as if somebody's trying to hand it to me. And it was a personal but an emotional moment for me because I felt the connection that I was being received, and it was just awesome.
Bella, that was her name.
Yeah, Bella.
Bella.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bella, if she wants to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Hinsdale
Yeah.
House puts off a lot of emotions. That's one thing that I took notice to when I was there. It definitely puts off a lot of emotions. And if you are someone who is sensitive in any way, shape, or form, it's coming after you. It's coming for you. Like, it knows. Like, they know. The house knows. It's just... That's why I think for me, it's going to be interesting going back with my guys because none of them are really like that. It's all me. So it's going to be interesting to see what ties we can put in with, how we feel and then what you capture. I don't know if you guys had experienced it or if maybe you guys did and I missed it because I disappeared for some reason. But one thing that we had all experienced when we were there the last time was it was so weird how it happened because we were sitting downstairs and we were in the living room and it had started with me. And I mean, we were talking, we were lively, we were just, at that point in time, kind of like laughing and carrying on and everything. And I got immediately, just like an instant thing of just like drained. I was so tired. I could barely keep my eyes open. And and it was just a wave of it. It literally started with me and like went around the room and hit all of us.
Oh,
it
wow.
was so weird. And then right after that had happened, we're sitting there and we're talking about it. And okay, buddy. And for me to be tired at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, that don't happen. I have insomnia. So for me to be tired like that at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, okay, this isn't. There's more to this. There is more to this that's going on. And it was so crazy because I had just got done like speaking those words. And we heard it all around us outside. Knocking on the windows right where we were sitting, like, well, not the windows, but like because they have, like, Dan has them, like, what do you call that? They're not gated. It's not gated. It's they're blocked. Okay. They're blocked. There you go. But you could hear what sounded like running on the porch. It was insane. I don't know if you guys experienced anything like that.
Not as intensely. I don't think so.
Yeah, not really, because we use the front porch like he hasn't closed now. We kind of use that as our nerve center, so we just were out there the whole time. So we had all our cameras set up for the house, but had the front porch separated from the home, so we could all retreat, watch the cameras, and then the house was separated. But we didn't really hear much. There was only one time, I think, later in the night, Melissa was leaving, and she said she heard. What'd you say? You heard like music or something, Melissa?
Oh yeah. Me and my boyfriend were leaving, and we heard in a distance sound like Native American music and coyotes, and I was like, and then I asked later if one of the teammates if they played the music because they were talking about it, and they said no. So I thought that was interesting.
We never got around to that. Ryan and I, who's another one of our group members, we had an experiment. We were going to go up to the Giving Tree and play Native American chants based around the time frame of which tribe would have been there, but we didn't get around to it. But having her hear that, I believe the credibility. If she hears something, I believe in it. And it just, we were being pulled in so many different directions that it's definitely a location that you have to go up to and at least plan for at least 2 days
simultaneously. You can't. It's impossible to do it all in one day. So that's why when we go back, we're gonna do a 2-day thing where half of the team is inside the first night, and then the other half is on the outside the first night, and then swap it because we want to tackle with more, investigation techniques, more experiments, cover the whole 9 yards.
We're definitely
I
doing
agree
it.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, for
agree
sure.
with that.
Yeah.
For
Because
sure.
even the first time that I went and I had, there were 4 of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, there were 4 of us that went. I mean, and I will admit it would have been nice to definitely have more time than, and that's why, when we were talking about going back, I'm like, if we go back, if I'm
Yeah.
going back, like we're doing this for like a weekend thing because
Mhm.
it's almost like things also happen in a wave in that house too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's quiet for a little while. It's like the house is just asleep and the land is asleep. And then all of a sudden it's just like it is roared, it's ramped, and it's everywhere. So it's good to have multiple people and people that can be at this location at this time and this location at this time. So yeah, I agree.
So whatever
Having a weekend would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Like whatever supernatural force or forces is there, definitely moves, right? Because I was
Yes.
experiencing that when I was outside, because it was as I was going to different parts of the property, I was like, oh, I'm not getting a reading now, and then it was like that energy spike would follow me within like a few minutes. It was right where I was at all of a sudden. So it was almost like it wanted to be noticed or seen or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Sometimes they play games too. Like me and Teresa had times you'd be chasing back and forth
Oh yeah.
all through the night.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Damn things playing peekaboo and everything else with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally turned into like a game. It did.
I jumped.
But it was neat because it came to a point where we were actually like, okay, you tell us, where do you want us to come next? And you would hear something often in another room, and we're like, okay, we're coming for you. Like it literally became like a game of tag or like hide and seek. It was it was interesting.
I like that
Because
because you're engaging them in that way.
Yeah, and it does go to prove that there is intelligent communication there. So it's awesome.
Absolutely.
The weird thing about that too is that I was being pulled throughout the night. I think I even told Tony, like there were times where I kept telling team, I don't want to go in the basement. Like I am not going in the basement. And then I would look to Tony or somebody and be like, hey guys, I'm going in the basement. I'll be right back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He's like, oh, I'm going in the basement.
Everywhere.
I'm like, all right, I guess we're going in the basement then.
I try to turn around. You're
crazy.
Going up the stairs. I'm like, okay, bye. You're just
Did you guys actually get to investigate with Dan?
Yeah, he came out to the house for a while, and he brought this. It's like a spirit box, but like it's
Geo box.
Box. Oh my god, that thing was amazing! Yeah, what a great piece of equipment. Yeah. So yeah, he was there for a while, and he gave us some insight, and we shared some stories with him. So that was a really great experience. Love Dan. I would love to go back and do another investigation with him in the future.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh yeah, very nice. I loved just getting to kind of shadow him for a little bit. I thought was really nice.
Right.
That's
what I told Garrett. I told Garrett he is a very down to earth kind of guy. He's easy to get along with. Like as long as you respect the home, you'll have nothing to worry about. Like he's a very easy go lucky kind of guy. Like
yeah.
I can't go get your brother or something.
He told us about were you guys there when he told you about the people who once visited there, like covered up all the cameras and had a party, and he came over and he's like,
yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, really? He told us, yeah. I was like, oh crap. Like, why would you cover up the cameras?
Exactly. Like that's not gonna draw attention that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
It's like, yeah, he's gonna come over. It's like,
see, the thing is for our group is that in the beginning we went there, we knew the cameras would be recording, but they started recording from I think 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon all the way up to 6 or 7 in the morning. And at first we weren't gonna we weren't going to do the footage because we assumed, okay, we have our cameras, but oh my God, we are so glad that we bought the package because there's stuff on Dan's cameras that was captured. And I think I sent some stuff to Scott, like a photo that Ryan submitted to us that he clipped from the a video segment from an apparition that's appearing to be, it's almost like free forming behind him in air. It looks like almost like a jellyfish. But stuff that his cameras caught, ours didn't. And oh my gosh, like the stuff, there's so much that we captured that it's impossible for us to really share the best pieces because since there is a lot, but it was a great purchase. I mean, for $100 for what, however many hours, awesome investment.
Right.
Does he use a better camera, like one that's more suited for picking up paranormal activity, or is there like a reason?
I'm sure he probably has. I mean, those cameras probably have like top-notch IR lighting. They're probably very pixelated. They're, you know, he probably has some very good technology in that house.
Okay.
I mean, which rightfully so. I mean, he streams all the time. So, you know, I would too. I would definitely want the more expensive equipment versus having, you know, cheaper equipment where it is very pixelated. The IR lighting is not the greatest. Because obviously if you've got more IR lighting and the pixelation is really good, you're going to see more, you know, and it's going to be very clear as to what it is too. So,
right.
I'm sure he does.
Not as much room for questioning what's going on. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think I have an SLR camera that I was taking through the house, and in the bedroom I was getting a lot of orbs, and like this is pretty common, you know.
Oh,
we all
there's a photo right there. Yeah,
getting orbs.
So that photo right there actually is the clip that Ryan captured, and that's in which room I believe that's the upstairs room. I think it's Clara's room. If I think right, it's right.
Yeah, I thought that was the living room.
It's right up. No, that's the bedroom. That's right upstairs above the living room.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because that's where I was getting the orbs too.
But if you look at how, I mean, to me it looks. I almost see like a face. But the look of it is almost like a jellyfish almost because it has like wings coming out. But I mean, that was a solid piece. Ryan saw it. He captured it. He sent it to me because he was up in the room when you watched the video, Teresa. Like you could tell Ryan's reacting to something, but he didn't see that on camera because he's looking everywhere all over the room. Like he knows something's going on. But I mean, it was just insane that, I mean, that's because you could see right through it. You could see behind, you could see the paneling on the wall. I would love to know what that is. I mean, Ryan says he didn't feel anything in that room, but it could be that male figure that's attached to that room, if I had to guess. But I think that's an awesome, solid capture because you can easily tell that's not an orb because an orb would be more brighter, or not an orb, a dust particle would be more brighter and have less light flow, but that's just like crystal.
Well, and think about getting a dust particle that's that big. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody has ever captured like dust particles or even bugs, you know, through one of their.
There's no way.
It kind of looks like something that's trying to, you know, come out.
Like come out of the. That's what I was thinking. Like it's like coming out of the damn wall.
Yeah. It's just starting to form. Yeah.
That's crazy. The shape of it, y'all probably don't even want to know what the hell like I am thinking, but it's legit.
No, go for it. Share. I'm open.
Have you ever seen an ultrasound picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Yep. That's a great analogy.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy because like the part on the bottom there, it almost looks like a baby's foot, and then like where it kind of gets spongy up at the top would be like the head, and then the thing pointing out, and it could either be like a hand or the umbilical cord.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, it's just crazy. That's what I saw. Like as soon as I don't know.
Yeah, see, I was just assuming that it was something that was in the middle of forming and still hadn't completely taken shape yet, but that adds some interesting dimension to
it. I mean, from a mother's perspective here, that is what that looks like. But it does. It still looks as if it is like coming out of the wall, though, too. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. That
'Cause that
master
room
bedroom
there-
does put off a lot of
that room
crazy
there, I think
vibes.
I was with Tony, I think. Was I with you? Something happened in that room where like I was zoned out completely for like at least an hour from what I was told from the group. And I was apparently sensing and going through like people that I saw. Like I guess I explained clothing and I mean, Tony, you know more. I mean, what
Yeah, I was guiding you through
man?
it. It was what I was talking about earlier, where you were picking up on the stories of all the different spirits that lived in the house, and I think there was like two brothers that you had picked up on who were up by the tree, and there was something that you wanted to do to try to like to give a gift to them or something like that. They needed something, you know. But it seemed like the bigger concern was that there was this overseeing spirit in the house that was very strong and not very nice, you know, that was kind of like antagonizing and picking on the others. And then there was one spirit that was trying to protect the young girl, but so there was like kind of a battle between those two. I remember that part.
Like throughout that whole house, I just kept feeling like there was just somebody like hiding in the shadows, like very observant, kind of like, you know, a father figure with his arms folded, just going, I'm going to keep my eye on you and watch how you react, you know, and kind of like, okay, everybody, you're going to hide and I'll feel it out and let you know when you can come out. But sometimes like I think we were doing a section in the family room and there was a moment where we were communicating with Bella and for some reason I had like a burst of like, I was happy, and then I just immediately want to like lunge across the table and like go after Tony and like choke him out. So like I had to leave the house.
Run, Tony, run!
I don't know what.
No, I was
I don't know
like,
what we
dude,
were
next
doing,
time that happens, fucking come at me. Let's find out what's on.
we were doing something. And, I think we were doing an EVP or something, and I just remember just happy in the moment and then zoning out and looking at Tony and just wanting to like lunge across, like total aggression, like I wanted to choke him out. And then I was like, I got up.
I do that to people.
Crazy that you experienced that, because one of the guys that were with me the last time we were there, he had the exact same thing happen to him. Literally the exact same thing. And we went from, we were all sitting there, we were asking questions, we kept seeing a shadow. Now I don't know if you guys, but we kept seeing a shadow that kept like walking past. And I forget, he said something and it was still kind of joking and carrying on. And then all of a sudden it was just like to look him. Cause you know, I know my team, like, you know, I told you, Garrett, with, you know, getting to know your team and how you all react to things and, you know, and stuff like that, is I could see it in his face that like something just changed with him. And he was like, I got to go outside. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, you probably shouldn't go outside by yourself, bro. Like, what's wrong? And he was like, y'all need to just let me go outside by myself. He was like, I don't want to hurt anybody. And I'm like, peace out, bitch. Peace. Like,
bye.
Right. But I mean, it was weird because it happened just like that. Like it happened so quick.
Like, I mean, I wish I could have stood my ground, but like, I know myself, like if I'm not right and angry, like I tend to throw things and be like aggressive, but I was like, all right, I'm out. And like, I left, you know, and Ryan was taking photos and I think Tony was doing EVPs, but a majority of the stuff throughout the home is either based in the family room or directly upstairs in the main bedroom. And that's where a lot of, I think, the activity was happening in the house.
I think it's that mirror.
We were all drawn.
Mirrors.
I think so too. I think it has something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that mirror in the closet gave me the straight heaves. Like almost everything else in the house, I was like, it's a little uncomfortable. That mirror, because they say, like, I don't know, like if you look into it, like it'll show you like the spirit world or something like that, or somebody was telling me something like that. But there's definitely this moment where I was sitting alone in that closet and looking in the mirror, looking at myself, and I'm like, that's not me looking back. Like I just had this feeling of like, that's not me behind those eyes in there. I don't know what that is, but I don't want to spend a lot of time with it. So So yeah, I have some reverence and respect for that mirror. I'd like to keep a healthy distance from it, but the source of whatever's going on in that bedroom.
I think one of the craziest thing about mirrors is mirrors are very well said to be an actual portal. Mm-hmm. So if you have a mirror, especially a mirror that has any kind of history behind it, or it was, let's just say in a home where a lot of traumatic ass shit happened, like it automatically becomes a portal from the living to the dead. And depending on how you use it or you approach it or what you do in that home, you could literally be opening and closing that portal all the time and just not even realize you're doing it.
Very true. Yep.
Now, we as investigators, we know a little bit more about, you kind of want to stay the hell away from portals unless you know what you're doing and how to close it. But, someone who has, you own a home and it came with this absolutely beautiful Victorian mirror and you decide to keep it. That would be my ass because I love mirrors and I love Victorian stuff. Mm-hmm. But, if you don't know what you're doing and you try to do like seances or anything like that into this mirror, well, you could be asking for some damn trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that mirror very well could be. And if I remember correctly, there have been quite a few mediums and psychics that have investigated at the Hinsdale House. And almost all of them had said that closet is a damn portal.
It's not
that
right.
closet.
Yeah.
No, you definitely get like perceptual distortion.
Yes, you do.
Like there was a moment.
It was weird.
Go ahead, Garrett.
No, go ahead, man. I was just chiming in, just saying it was weird feeling.
Oh, okay. I thought you were starting with something, but April was sitting in the chair in that closet and looking in the mirror, and she's like, "One of my legs looks bigger than the other," and I was like, "Wow, it does. It literally does. Like it looks like your body's distorted." And then as she came out of the closet, she looked fine again. So I don't know. I would buy into that. This idea that there's a portal in that closet because something's not right.
Did you guys experience a sense of like lost time?
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, for me, I mean, because I did this thing where I was in the closet sitting there. So I had my back towards the closet and I was sitting like Indian style, cross-legged. But at the time, like for whatever reason, like I laid down flat. So my back and head were in the closet and my legs were out in the bedroom. And it was just like I was in two different dimensions at one time. Like the closet was calm feeling. And then the bedroom was just more of like active, like an energy change, like you feel someone watching you. It was like different, like, and then I can't explain it, but it's just weird. Like when you stand in that doorway, it's almost like you're crossing between times and you don't know what's reality and what's not. And it kind of like put me in a moment like, okay, what's going on here? And I think that's why I was tied to that bedroom more so than the living room with Tony and that, because I was trying to figure out what was going on in the closet, and it actually scared me at a point because I felt at a time, I think it was on the camera too, I remember telling Ryan, like it felt like someone tugging on my shirt, and I immediately looked into the closet because I thought, I tried to, debunk everything, like maybe it got stuck on a nail or a door or something, but there was nothing, and it was almost like low tug on pant leg, and it kind of just like brought me to the reality, like, okay, calm down, relax, cool it, jump back into investigation. But definitely, I agree with you. You lose lapse of time in there if you get too deep in stuff you're doing.
Right. Yeah, we had experienced that too, and I can almost guarantee it's going to happen when when me and my normal guys go back, because none of them joined me the first time that I was there. What? I said my normal guys. My normal guys. Well, no, you ain't normal. That's why we all get along so damn well. Because you ain't the stereotypical normal ass person. Not at all.
Nope.
Like I don't even understand the stereotypical like normal. Like what the hell is normal? Like what? I don't get that. I have never understood that.
I think normal is defined as going to dark places and capturing evidence when people are going in the opposite direction, saying, nope, I'm not. I'm staying outside in the daytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ask questions.
I think that's the definition of normal. So,
did anyone Did you guys talk about how we kept on having glitches with the camera? Like it would shut down and come back on?
Oh, no, we didn't. It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, we were in the family room the whole night. I think you and Tony were doing a seance with a Ouija board at a moment or two. And we were talking about, I think I can disclose this a little bit, but we were talking about things and you guys were asking questions and it kept coming through as Zio, like Zozo the demon.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I don't know if you had a chance to go through it, Tony, but there's actually an audio recording that Ryan got that captured is right when April was saying that her belief is she didn't believe in demons. There was a voice that came through on the EVP that kind of questioned her. It was like,
oh yeah,
oh really? Like, yeah, like questioning, like, oh yeah, you don't believe. And they
she
kept
says
getting
that like all the time, and I'm like, come on, after the shit we've seen, and you still don't believe in demons? Come on. But
then we kept losing. We kept losing cameras, but it was weird. We only kept losing just the family room camera. Like it would completely shut down everything. We would lose minutes of footage just from the family room. All the other cameras would go dark, but there would be no record of recording time just from the family room. And it happened, I think, 3 or 4 different times throughout the night. Wow. And it was just crazy. The only camera goes down is just the family room. But it all chimed in when, the Ouija board was happening, and then they were talking and getting Zozo back on the board, and the energy just changed completely when that started happening. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
We had a lot of issues with some of our equipment too, especially in the beginning. It was like they did not want us to get our cameras up and rolling. One thing, and I think right before, like, I glitched out earlier, Scott was talking about how a normal practice for us during any investigation is you get a recorder running immediately. Like, you get an audio recorder running immediately, because so much can happen even during your setup time. And it was definitely one of those times where I was so glad that we had actually had at least one audio recorder running from before we even walked in the door. I mean, I had mine already attached to my hip and ready to go before I even stepped foot out of my vehicle. So once I stepped out, I just switched it on really quick, and I'm like, here we go, So luckily we had that on, because we caught a lot of EVPs during that time. And at one point in time, when we were trying to figure out why nothing wanted to work for us, and the cool part about it was you could actually hear it. Like, you could hear. So what happened was TJ and I were trying to set up two of our video recorders, and we were in the kitchen at the table trying to get everything on and set up a while. And all you hear is this kind of like on my microphone, because I have an external microphone that we use for our ARs that are on us. Mm-hmm. So like you can hear what sounds like something just like messing with it. And then it's like a shit. I mean, and it pulled me back because of where I had. So my external mic was like up here and kind of like wrapped around and in amongst like my ponytail, so it doesn't go anywhere. And then my recorder was actually down and on my hip, though, like on my belt loop. So when that cord got yanked, I mean, it kind of like, it took me back too. We never would have caught that. And right before it happened, you hear this, hey, like, I mean, literally right into the microphone. We never would have got that if we wouldn't have had that running. Oh, so it's one of those things where it's kind of awesome to see sometimes the difference in what you get in just audio and then what you get in video, because you don't always get collaborating things. It's weird. You don't always get things that collaborate with each other through video and and AR. So we try to have something running all the time, but it's crazy. I think that has kind of been like a phenomenon that's happened to almost every investigation team that has gone there. It's at times like shit just doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Ryan was having a hell of a time with his cameras. Like he would have it up and running for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then all of a sudden the battery would just be dead, or
Yes.
the whole device would just go dead for like little to no reason, which I thought was fairly typical with hauntings, right? Like I mean, your electronic devices are always getting messed with. The ghosts are always sucking the energy out of your electronic devices, and I think almost everybody experienced some form of battery draining going on with something that they had.
I did. That was.
Oh, you did too?
My boyfriend, his phone shut off because he was taking the 3-picture thing down in the basement,
yeah.
and it happened because we felt something like was trying to stop us from whatever it was. Did not want him to take the 3rd picture, so it just stopped.
Wow.
Now, Melissa, you said that you are, you're more on like the sensitive and like medium side.
Yes.
So did you at points in times have experiences where you just felt absolutely like drained?
I did in certain parts, like the living room. I don't know, it's just because I was just sitting there.
Well, that living room is where the original seance happened in that house.
Oh, really?
And the exorcism.
Yes.
Got it.
So I
yeah.
think for a lot of people, I think they experience certain things, especially like the energy drain that people get in that room.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why, because there's just so much built up, pent up energy from that happening there.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who's sensitive or you're a medium, you're like I said, it's almost like they like to toy with you. Like you become their human freaking toy, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's interesting to see that you've had those same experiences like so many other people have.
And I was just sitting on the couch, and then suddenly it's like I haven't eaten in a few days.
Yes.
Completely drained. I was just like, I need something to eat now.
It's crazy that you say that because we all got extremely hungry too.
Yeah, I was like, I just ate.
Extremely hungry.
Yeah. And
like I'm a bitch that likes to eat as it is. Okay. Yeah. I love to eat, but I'm just like, oh my God, like my guts feel so empty right now. Like, yes, it did. It felt like you had not ate in days.
Completely just hungry and just out of it. And just like, I didn't grow up something even though I just ate just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm always munching. I've always got food in my mouth.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
What?
Where did it go?
What about I guess he's got better things to do.
He's going on a walkabout.
Oh, so he might have lost his connection. I did see him get out of his vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went into his house and I think he lost us.
So now do you guys have any idea on when you may actually be heading back to Hinsdale, or is it still kind of up in the air right now?
I can't remember. Like, I feel like we did discuss an actual date, but I can't remember what it is right now off the top of my head. I feel like it was supposed to be like during the warmer months sometime, which I'm like, I'm down for that. Like I could do another overnight actually warm out. Yeah, springtime, summertime, something like that. Especially if we're gonna do this like indoor outdoor thing. I think that would be ideal, and then maybe we can explore more of the woods, which was something that me and the girl that I came with, what we really wanted to do was explore those woods because we had a strong feeling that something was out there, and we just wanted to explore that. Did you get that too, Melissa?
I did. Like, it was like, come on out, come on, follow. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
There's something's out in those woods. The green tree. Yeah.
Do you plan to go anywhere else that you know of?
We're talking about the Orange facility, the jail in Pennsylvania. We're talking about that.
Jail in Pennsylvania. Licking? No, Licking out.
The penitentiary.
Licking is Ohio. The jail in. Oh, you're talking about the
Orange County.
Orange County.
Penitentiary.
I don't remember Orange County jail. I know you're at the one in Philadelphia.
Let's see.
Turner Valley Indian one, I think, in there.
I can find it.
Yeah, I think the last big one that April and I did was the sanitarium in Norwich State Hospital in Connecticut. That place is enormous. It's huge. Like it's almost like the size of like an Ivy League college. And there are so many buildings to go through and examine, and we definitely got a lot of really good information there and some really strange feelings. Like right next to the sanitarium, there was a part of the city that had actually been abandoned. Like, and it looked like in the middle of the night abandoned. Like there was bicycles still in the front lawn, like that in the driveway. And it had been abandoned for at least 10 years because everything's pretty overgrown and disheveled, but it's like these people just left in the middle of the night, and there's no record, nothing saying, why all these people just suddenly left their house, but I think that this is like the area of the sanitarium where it felt like we were walking into this wall of pure evil as we were going down this one road, like out behind the sanitarium. And it was like, I was like, I am way too sensitive. I cannot go any further in here. Like I do, whatever this is, I can't have a part of this, and I turned around and I went back at that point. And I'm very thankful I did, because I had never felt anything that intensely evil before in my life. So that was pretty like impacting experience, being at the Norwich State Hospital. But yeah, like we've done a lot of like small churches and like other abandoned buildings and stuff like that. Just, anything we find out that's abandoned, let's go check it out. Let's go see if there's anything there. I think we've talked about, where was it? Oh, there's this abandoned insane asylum actually here in Rochester.
Yes.
Yeah, you know about it, right, Melissa? Because you're up there too.
I tried to go in. I couldn't pull myself up, but I tried.
Yeah. Okay, so is there a way to actually get in there, like to break into it?
Yeah, there is. It's in the back, on the right side. There's like a wood thing. Someone went to town with a hatchet and just pulled themselves up and got in.
No,
he's probably still in there with that hatchet.
It's in the corner there. It's like, oh well.
But yeah, no, I think that's the place we got our eye on next. And then there's an abandoned subway rail.
Yes.
That's kind of cool too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff down there, I'm sure.
Go there. Both places.
Yeah, I've been in the subway before. Have you been down there yet, Melissa?
Not yet. I've been wanting to.
Okay, there's a really cool way to get in there out behind Dinosaur Barbecue. It's pretty easy to get into, and it opens up into like this huge catacomb that exists under the city. It's pretty wild down there, and apparently it goes underneath the George Eastman house. I just found out the other day that his house has a fourth basement to it that has direct access to the subway tunnel.
Of course it does.
Wow.
Of course it does. I'm not surprised.
But honestly, I think like our hands would be full if we spent a little bit of time in Rochester and explored some of these abandoned buildings here. There's a lot here. I'm sure there's got to be a haunt that we just haven't touched base with just yet.
Yeah. Mount Hope.
Cool.
So I did want to let you guys know, Garrett did send me a message and said that he was just going to cut it because he's just in and out so much.
Okay.
And I know he's tried to come in and out a few times, since then. So I don't know if he will be trying to come in and join us at all. But I mean, we are at about our hour mark anyways.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's up to you, Scott. Is there anything, I mean, Tony, Melissa, is there anything else that you guys would like to share as far as your experiences, with, investigating the Hinsdale House?
The pond.
Oh, good call. Go with that one.
I felt such a strong feeling of dread. I don't know if anybody else has felt that, but I felt that's something about that pond. It's just feeling of dread.
Yes.
It's washed over you. And sadness.
I was gonna say I went back and forth between like complete and total sadness, like I really honestly wanted to bawl, and then like dread, almost like somebody is kind of just like hovering. That feeling like when you it's like I don't want to turn around. You know, like that kind of like dread. You know, not it's kind of a weird too. It's not like an overall dread, like you feel like something is going to happen to you, or you know what I mean. It's just like that kind of. It's weird, but yes, I experienced that a great deal, and what a lot of people don't know is there is actually a lot of history with that land as well. You know, it's not just the house itself, it's the land as well. And where that pond is,
the woman that
right about where that pond is where the barn used to be. And there was a lot of stuff that supposedly happened in and around that barn. You know, we're talking what could have quite possibly been like mass murders.
That's what we got, I think,
yeah. I mean, think about the dread and the sorrow and stuff like that somebody would feel in that moment. If I sure in the hell don't want to experience feeling like what someone would feel when you know you're going to die. Like, you know, it's inevitable. Like your ass is going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what washes over a lot of people when they're in that area. And something else, I was scared shitless to get anywhere near the edge of that thing because I had like, I kept looking at the guys and like, because I had 2 guys and 1 girl, and I'm like, I'm telling you, I get any closer, I'm going to get pushed in. Like something is going to push me in. Like I just had that overwhelming feeling that like my ass was going in that pond if I didn't stay like 3 feet back. It was weird. So I kept my ass back because I didn't want to end up in the pond.
It was cold still. It pushed me to slide. So
it wasn't frozen over when we went. I mean, it was cold, but it wasn't frozen over.
Yeah, I don't think it was frozen over when we went. Was it, Melissa?
It was frozen over.
Was it frozen over? Okay.
But I still didn't want to go near it. I just like, oh look, the pond. Oh, dread. There it is.
Yeah,
So
I was really drawn to the pond actually. I wanted to like explore it more, but everybody else was like concerned about the trees, so I kind of got sucked up in that. So I think next time I go there, since I don't really have an issue with the pond, maybe I'll spend a little bit of time there so I can get anything out there. But there was that pregnant woman that was hung out there, right? Like that was where the pond is now. Is that right? Do you guys know that story?
Get this, Teresa. I'm not.
Oh, the hung tree?
The hung tree, right? Wasn't it right where the pond is?
It was near. I think it was near there because on the map in the house.
It was? Okay.
It's like back in the corner.
It's like Teresa's forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't take a chance to. I have to get around my cane, but I can do that. All right. But I'll get the whole way up there and hang out a little bit by the pond too, because I saw other shows that when they're up there. It looks cool. I look up there. It's kind of a hike up there, but I got my peeps to help me.
Good. Yeah, that should be exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. Because we just lost Teresa too.
Yeah, we did. Losing everybody.
Yep.
But that's okay. Like she said, we're on our hour anyway. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Unless there's anything else you feel like you want to share, Melissa, I'm good.
No, I'm good. That's all I wanted to share.
Okay, I'm not sure if she's going to be back or not, but I'm going to just close out, guys. Thanks for being on. We had a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have you back after you have more adventures with the other places you go. So
thanks for inviting.
Yes. Oh, there she is. Hi.
No, hey.
Goodbye.
I think it's actually something with StreamYard because, like, now that I'm on my own, I keep getting a message that pops up every time it happens to me when I'm on my phone. So I think it's something with StreamYard. I don't think it's any of our like internet connection. I think it's StreamYard.
Wow.
So that might be something that we want to look into, Scott.
All right, it's fun.
Let them know that you're fucking up our show, man.
Yeah, there has to be, like, in this day and age, there has to be a way to do this. You know, that's fun.
Yeah, where it's not so damn complicated.
Can you stream a Zoom call? Is that a possibility? That's probably not.
I always do a Zoom. I'm not sure how Zoom would work with YouTube. I think you have to just Zoom.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
So this
I'm
probably
not
doesn't
sure. I'm not sure.
connect directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some research on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for having us on, guys. This was
Yes.
cool.
Thanks for coming on. Yes, it was nice to hear about your experiences while you're at the Hinsdale.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, yes, it was great to have you guys on, and hopefully we can have you back again in the future.
Yeah, just let us know.
Yep.
Look up Felicia Day. Don't forget her. So
Yes, I will.
have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Bye.
Okay, we're not done yet, but next episode we have coming up is some investigation results, part 2.
Part 2.
And that will be the 5th of February.
Yeah.
That's next Friday. So, all right.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds
Say
good.
good night, child.
So we'll see y'all next Friday.
See ya.